We've all had those little and big missteps in our lives. What if they weren't right or wrong? What if they're just choices on the way to consciousness? Welcome to the Missteps of Consciousness TV show with Hayden and Julie.
I do a good intro, don't I?
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Missteps of Consciousness TV show. And this is our second live show, Hayden. And you've got myself, the host, and you've got Hayden Glover, and of Consciousness TV show. And look at your new clothes and show, Hayden. And you just got myself.
You're also looking
Amazing. Yesterday we went shopping and we went to a day spa and we had so much fun. And what about you've had someone actually give you their phone number to people, and it's just amazing. And that was just how many people were asking us about missteps, about the TV show and what we're doing, and about the YouTube channel and everything. Like, how much fun was it? It was amazing.
You know what else is fun?
What else is fun? So we have two guests. Oh, and where are we? Do you know where we are, Hayden? Planet Earth. What cafe are we?
Oh, damn it. God, I left that place.
In Noosaville, in Australia. So if you're on the other side of the world, we are in Australia, in Queensland, in Noosaville. And yes, we have got two amazing guests. We have Graeme Crosskill.
It is Kilcross in Australia. Because we're down under, it swaps around now. Yeah. Everything's back.
And we have Rebecca Hulse from New Zealand, who's an international author, international speaker, is the creator, producer of Joy of Business. Is just amazing. And welcome to our show. Welcome to our 22nd episode.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's awesome. So what we're going to be talking about is these two amazing people are just amazing creators. Rebecca really inspires me of the way she creates, and she never gives up, never gives in. Nothing's ever impossible. And
You're nodding like you know me or something.
That really reads well. So.
And Graeme, well, he just knows there is infinite possibilities and more. And I work with Graeme. I'm Graeme's creative producer. And the way he just creates is so different from other people and other businesses. So, tell us more about the way that you actually create as creators.
Well, the thing is with creating is it's one of those things that if you are one that has an innate capacity to create, it's like breathing. It's one of those things that you would probably die before you stop creating. Like, you wake up in the morning, so other people wake up in the morning and they connect with people. Like, they just have to connect with people. It's one of their innate capacities. They couldn't go a day without calling someone. So I think for Graeme and I, we couldn't go a day without creating something. It would probably be worse than dying to not create
I'd
something.
rather die than not create, absolutely.
Right? I love that. So you'd rather die than not create.
Exactly.
Wow. I know that. Well, yeah, I do know that.
But this can also be said as such a thing that you can make yourself wrong about too. Because you have all these ideas, but when do you have the time to see them through? When do you have the time to make them all happen? You can never catch up to yourself. Never.
There's this weird thing though that I've learned talking about that. There's these strange tools in the world called access consciousness, and what they do is they allow you to be pretty pragmatic with your crazy creative capacities.
And have we heard about these tools before?
Never.
And I didn't see you yesterday in a class that had access consciousness tools, right?
Something joyful business, I think.
Yeah, that seems familiar.
Exactly. I think that's also, joyful business, but that's a part of creating, isn't it? It's really where for me, it's kind of like that. Your primary focus, if you have that, is that joy, is that consistent capacity of being able to live the life and the way you want to live. And that for me is kind of what creating is. It's just always been willing to follow that and not listen to anybody else or anything else that says you can't. You know, so yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's a great way to have more adventure.
Absolutely, to the adventure piece.
Yeah.
And the other part of this too is that you never, Dr. Dane here, who's a great friend of ours, and he's one of the co-founders of Access Consciousness, he said, it never shows up the way you think it's going to.
No.
Never, ever, ever, ever. And I mean, it's something that I constantly have to remind myself with absolutely everything that I create is just because it looks wonderful up here, or just because it looks a certain way up here, it doesn't mean that this is going to be the way that it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
I had this exact thing happen again this morning where I was creating this book trailer for Gary Douglas's new book that's coming out tomorrow, hopefully. And so we got the final copy, and I was going, but it doesn't have this, and it doesn't have this, and it doesn't look like this, and it doesn't have this. And I was like, okay, but I'm also the most judgmental person I know about my own creations. Because I have this different picture in my head of what it already previously looks like. And then I was like, okay, so my judgment here, or my point of view here, isn't actually necessarily going to be the one that's going to work the well. Because if I keep on going this way, we're never going to truly create this. It's never going to get out there in the world. And we'll just nitpick this video away until it's over, and then we won't even launch it. Or I could put this to some friends. I could put this to some friends of mine and go, okay, I'm probably not the best person to look at this at this stage. Can you help me?
Is there a different way?
Could you look at this? Does this suck as much as I think it does? And they're like, oh my God, this is
So
amazing.
Rebecca, you were willing to ask.
Now, not
Well, that's the
before.
thing. The one thing that you one of the things that really comes out when you say that is a major part of being able to create successfully
Yes.
is no projections, no expectations.
Yes.
Because that really, when you have those expectations, it just creates a judgment. When you have the projection, it creates a judgment, and that's the
Exactly.
number one killer to
And
create.
so-
And then you screwed yourself royally.
Not in a good way.
So
Not in a good way.
So Hayden, I would know about that, or we would know about that, and I don't do that. And I wasn't doing that in the car coming down here. Okay.
None at all.
No, none at all. Okay.
But I mean, this is a thing that we're constantly coming up against. If you have any kind of creative capacities at all, you are going to be aware of that judgment. Your idea is never going to show up as good as you think it's going to. It's never going to be exactly what's in your head. But you need to keep going anyway, is what I found out. And you need to, I mean, even in the face of your judgment, be willing to go, fuck it, we'll just launch it anyway. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be good enough for you. So why not
Well,
just
and
go
that's-
with it anyway?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you're a creator, you're not just creating things outside of you. You're consistently creating yourself. So, if
Yes.
you've created a project yesterday, today you're different. You're going to look back and go, "Oh, that's not so great." Put it out in the world anyway, because the people who see it are going to go, "Well, that's great." If that makes sense, you know.
Because they didn't see everything that was up in your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
No, they don't. And I'm really glad they
Yeah.
don't.
Yes, me too. But what I love about that is so true. I mean, so I had to go to Turkey, to Istanbul, to take out my boss Simone and Francesca out for lunch to get this awareness. Where we were talking about, I just don't feel like I can get everything moving. Like, it's just not happening in this way, and it's not going very well with Joy of Business.
In this
and-
way.
in this way,
In this way.
in this way that I've decided it should be and should look like, because I've decided what I am. Not that that frightened anyone's brains just there. Not at all.
And I wasn't doing that.
Of course not.
Wow.
And this is just step one.
This is step one. Yep, we're going to go to step two.
And then Simone goes, oh, really? And we've been talking about creating and connecting and moving in the Joy of Business class that day. And she goes, well, which one of these three do you think has the most value? And I was like, oh, definitely moving. They're amazing. They know how to make everything happen. They know what needs to happen next. They can see into the future. It's amazing. And what do you think is the least valuable? Oh, creating. Creators never do anything. They're so useless.
They just sit there around a table talking. That's what they do.
Yes, literally, yes. I said this. I was like, no, creators are the most useless people on the planet. They can never get anything done. My exact point of view.
What are you?
I'm a creator. I'm one of
Just
those
double
useless
checking.
And so you're both creators?
Yes.
And we're creators
useless people.
too. And we're creators too.
Right, but from that conversation, and then she goes, okay, let's just use Francesca, my great friend, as an example, because she hadn't arrived yet at the table. And we asked her, like, Francesca, what is the most amazing, like, which is the most valuable of these? And she goes, oh my God, definitely creators. They're amazing. They come up with these great ideas. I think it's incredible. And which do you think is the least valuable? Oh my God, connectors. Like, and I was like, if you know Francesca at all, she's this wonderful Italian friend of mine, and she would die before talking, like, before not being able to talk to people. Like, she is one of the most wonderful connectors I know. And it just made me go, wow, what you think is the least valuable is probably what you are.
Yeah.
And yeah, right, because it's what you are and you can't recognize it and you think it's normal. But then from this conversation, I remember I finally got it. I paid for lunch because I was like, oh my gosh, this conversation is amazing. I'm paying for lunch. This is my session. And then a week later, Simone goes, oh, what happened with this idea you had? I was like, oh no, it was a really bad idea, so I moved on and I created something else.
Yeah.
Now, beforehand, all of my ideas had to be valuable because otherwise, I was just another one of those useless creators. Whereas if I acknowledged it, it was something that I was going to do, like I'd rather die than stop creating, then I can just move on to the next idea. Oh no, I had this terrible idea. It so didn't work, but here's my next one.
Yeah.
And it gave me so much freedom to stop judging myself because I knew I would always come up with the next idea. I could always create something else. I could always create something different. And what I thought was brilliant today, I might not think is brilliant tomorrow.
So when you're judging yourself on that idea, it stops you going to creating another creation or another idea.
Exactly.
And it's like paralyzing all that adrenaline or like
Well, I mean, judgment is one of the biggest paralyzers for absolutely anyone in this world. The minute you judge yourself, you stop creating. You stop your capacities. You stop your ability to be you. Which is effectively where all these capacities, like creating, like connecting, like moving, come from. And if you don't know what these words are, they've come from Access Consciousness, which the four of us adore these tools. I'm pretty sure I can say that with 100% assurance. They might have saved our lives. They might have made us happy. They might have made us money too. So that's Access Consciousness.
I know, creating doesn't make you money. It just makes you crazy. Yeah, no, it doesn't make you money at all.
It just makes you go around the loops. No?
Yeah.
Right. So that was kind of my realization about how I was a creator and how I actually started flipping it from something that I was using to abuse myself with to something that I could use to create my life with. And Julie is laughing at everything I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's not that funny.
I think this is an acknowledgement of what's actually going on moment.
Everything. So Rebecca, it's amazing because everything you're saying really is relevant for me right now, where I'm functioning from and where I'm going, wow, I want to show up different. So what you just showed me is where I can actually now start showing up so different in my life and really acknowledge that I am the creator and like I do create the way I create. And
this is really what these tools are about too. They're not designed so you can put yourself in a box. They're not designed so that you are gonna join the cult of bling and sex and rock and roll and travel. I know that doesn't sound like fun at all.
I definitely don't want money and I definitely don't want sex and rock and roll.
Exactly. Or joy.
Your phone numbers and come up to you and you know.
Exactly, but these tools are literally about creating your life in a way that's going to work for you. Changing those areas that you're so stuck in you can't see a single other possibility. Creating a different reality that actually makes you wake up in the morning and go, okay, so I can feel this elephant in the room of all this weird stuff happening and I've just woken up, but that doesn't have to be the way my life is all day. I also have this other way that I know I can be. I know I can just go and create something. I know I can just go and do something different. I know I have these tools at my disposal to use. I mean, so we're in the middle of this Australian tour with Access Consciousness right now. And so yesterday morning, I woke up and like the elephant was on my head. It was. I just was in this morning of like, I slept in. I made sure that I didn't have to be on these 2 meetings.
I didn't know Australia had elephants. That's interesting.
You know what? They do.
They do.
But they're
Okay.
invisible.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really an elephant in my room.
Right.
I think we had 2 elephants.
See, there's elephants everywhere. They're not just in Africa.
Okay.
Not just in Africa. Really, it's like a global phenomenon.
Is it? Oh, right. No wonder they're all gone.
Exactly, because they're all invisible and on our heads.
We've solved it.
We did. We found them.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, good to know, huh? So with that morning, I was like, oh, we just like got halfway through this tour, and my head feels like crap, and there's all these things going on in the universe. And I sat down with my wonderful friend Jonas, and I was like, what are you working on? And he was like, oh, I'm doing this thing with this new project, and it's taking a lot of time. And I was like, okay, well, I basically had 2 options this morning. I either need maybe about 2 hours downtime where I do absolutely nothing. I cut myself off from creating until I can't stand it anymore and I have to go back to it. Or I can throw myself into this new project that you're working on and go, oh my gosh, what can I do to contribute? How can I help with this? What can I do? What can we be? And I knew that I would then create the things that I knew I wanted to create that day.
Yeah.
And neither option would be wrong, they would just be different.
Yeah.
But I now know myself well enough to know that those are the choices that would have pulled me out of whatever funk I was in that morning. It was creating and creating. It was just either giving myself space and then creating, or creating something different to inspire me into creating.
Well, the interesting thing as well that I found, with the space part of it is that actually often allows things to start to show up.
Yeah.
Because when we do create a lot, like when we're on that constant drive for more and new things, that can actually become the suffocation of what we do and what we choose.
Yeah.
So to have those moments and go, okay, if I can take 2 hours, like it's quite weird if when I'm at home and in the afternoon, I'll literally go, okay, 2 hours I'm just going to watch TV, and I'll go back to my computer 2 hours later and I've got new clients, I've got new things coming in. I'm like, I should watch TV more often.
But it's not really about watching TV, is it?
No,
it's about creating a space for yourself.
That's it. It's allowing things to show up, because we do get in our way. Because like you were saying earlier on, you want it to be such a certain way, but that often is what stops it from actually coming into place.
Yeah.
So when you can give yourself that space and zone, I wouldn't say like it's not zoning out, it is allowing space. That's when the universe goes, oh, okay, cool, now I can come to the party, in a different way.
Exactly. And do you notice what he's saying in all of this? There is no judgment about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the moment you go into judgment, you can no longer recognize what does and doesn't work for you. You can no longer see it. You can no longer work yourself to your advantage. Like Graeme knows if he has a couple of hours of space that he can work himself to his advantage, and he's doing things energetically and in the background and coming up with new ideas and just like giving yourself that time to relax into a different possibility. So if you're judging yourself because it's your day off and you don't have to be doing this all day and it's your time to create and come on, like where's your next idea and what are you doing and how come you haven't done it yet and blah, 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 blah. All that judgment in your head, and the universe is going, I don't want to give her an idea. Like, where is she going to put it? Is it going to go in this tiny, tiny, tiny little space that you've allowed for within all the judgments? Like, you've got this judgment sandwich and then this much space. That the idea
Judgment sandwich, $5.99. Just letting you know.
We're selling them today.
Yeah.
Or you can give that self that space by, okay, let me create in a different way so then something can come to me in a different way. Or, okay, let me create the space so then I can have something else come in.
And with the have something else come in as well, I think what I see a lot of people sort of battling with is they think when they are that creative, you've got 100,000 things going on, you have to do it all yourself. Okay, that is the biggest mistake.
What did you hear in the car? I was doing everything everything on my
Yourself,
own. I
yeah.
had to do everything.
Oh, so this was your job. You didn't have Henry and you didn't have Hayden and Sarah isn't over there in the corner and nothing's going on. Hey, speaking of which,
You're going to give me money?
no, I'm not. But Sarah, do you want to do Facebook Live? Because I want to do everything. Do you want to hijack my phone and do a Facebook Live? I'll interrupt anything for an idea. This is the other thing. So now we have lots of different things going on. Henry's going, what's going on? Is Sarah in the light? Is this going to work okay?
Like that? Oh, cool. All right.
Swallow.
Guests are out of your sentence.
But we're all learning here. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a pretty new show still. And
I know.
And it's kind of exciting to be on it. And I love that you just grabbed us and said, oh my gosh, you guys are going to be here. We're going to do this. And I was like, great, what are we doing?
Talking about tomatoes.
Hi!
Hi, stream.
Because why not have 2 streams instead of 1?
Now that's multiple creative.
Exactly.
And when
Exactly.
you said there, you're willing to like not complicate, like just make a mistake there. Like you're willing to be like, okay, I fucked up that time.
Oh, I've had so many bad ideas.
He said that in the car. He said, "Hey Julie, what if we just fuck this up?" And I'm like,
Oh my god, no, what do you mean? We can't fuck this up. We've got Graeme here, we've got Rebecca here. This seems to be perfect. We're creative. This is going on. We hired this cafe. This is going on. This is going on.
and we have to be on time. We've got an hour to, like, it was this energy of like, we have to have an hour to set up. We have to get this done and this done. And then it was like,
And how much should that stifle the creativity?
So are we
How much
talking
should
about...
this stress out your wonderful men here that are taking care of all of this
Yeah.
and creating this in such a kind and caring way?
So this doesn't match the energy of this thing called chaos, does it? You know,
course not.
because we have to be very rigid and ordered and form and structured, and because that's the only way you become successful in this reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works very well. Yeah. Not.
Says no one that's ever tried it that has a creative capacity.
Yeah. Creation is not done through order, that is for sure. It
So
is-
what is this whole new subject called chaos and order?
Well,
yeah, so,
Yeah, you
all right,
guys go
so
for it.
we're going to just, so
Why
could you talk about...
We're gonna interview each
Okay,
other
yeah,
quickly.
No. So hang on, missteps of consciousness. So what is chaos and what is order? Because we've been talking about this on the show a little bit lately, and we interviewed Viv yesterday with the Greyhound, and we were talking about the chaos, and we talked about the order.
Yeah.
So could you talk about chaos and order in business, in being a creator
Now she wants
too?
to add tough subjects to this too.
no, this is complicating matters. So
Do
ordered.
you guys have all day?
We've got a couple couple of
David
hours.
says yes. Anything for more of this information.
A couple
So,
of hours.
like, the way that I can sort of look at chaos and the things that I do is, you know, we're talking about a whole bunch of ideas and a whole bunch of things that you want to get out into the world. I would probably put 100% of the things out into the world, and they're never perfect. And what I tend to allow is whatever. So, as an example, we were talking about this Holistic Bliss magazine, and they've changed my surname around, which is quite wonderful.
Look at this wonderful man. See? We're sitting with the man in the
It was
magazine.
amazing. We had
So, if you look over there
Yeah.
on the page prior,
yes. And we've
I'm
got
Kill
a-
Cross.
He has
Right,
a new,
so-
if I can hold this steady enough for Henry to do a quick zoom.
So
Yeah.
chaos
last
would be the willingness to allow things to fail around you and allow things to actually not show up and not work out the way you thought it would be, and to use that to your advantage to create a greater possibility. That would be the chaos. The order would be phone the magazine, shit on them, say, how could you do this? Never again am I working with you guys. Give me my money back, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right, that wouldn't be so much fun, would it? Just as I'm saying it, you can kind of tell it's not fun. Yeah.
Bit of a killjoy.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
not Crosskill, it's killjoy.
It's killjoy, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that for me is really the chaos, and it's a much more joyful, and it's not hard on the body. I know when I'm going into orders, when my body starts getting tired, it starts feeling a little bit sore and all of that.
So
Yeah.
that's what we were doing in the car. Like, you know, even before when we had a breakfast meeting with Holistic Bliss, and it was awesome. And then you were saying, you know, your body, he came out of the meeting and he said he just wanted to sleep. And then I went into like that hardness you actually describe in my body. While we've been talking, it's been expanding, but it's actually gone into my body and it's expanded out.
Yeah.
So I don't have that like clamping on, trying to hold like for Grim Dead that, you know, if it's not going to work out, oh my God, everything's just going to die and I'm going to die.
Yeah.
That's actually a lie. Because we're here filming and doing a Facebook live
Doing
event.
something.
So it's amazing.
Live checking, I
right?
like that.
So
It is.
Chaos.
yes. So that's
Totally chaos.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you. So yeah, talk a little bit more. Like this is a topic that is not
So-
really talked
Yeah,
about.
you go.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to ask you was, what do you do when someone else you're working with is functioning from order?
Be more chaos.
What was that?
Exactly
Woo!
that. Be more chaos. I think our cameraman just died.
We freaked
Yeah.
out about the sound for a
So-
second,
and
for
it-
sure.
and it's also
And that's what you actually did with me.
yeah. And the thing is, I
He
think
was
what
actually more chaos and more chaos and more chaos until it gave me the space.
well, I was going to say that is kind of one of the keys for me. The chaos is the space. It's not the frantic. It's not the shutting down. It's just being more calm, more space, and going, all right, so what can we be or do different here that would create what we would like to have? Yeah.
And so what I see with chaos too is that it has this ability to change. It's flexible, it's moldable,
Yeah.
it doesn't have a point of view. It has this creative generative energy. And I mean, these tools come up in Access Consciousness mainly because it's the easiest way for us to create with it that particular moment to create a change.
Yeah.
So that's why the tools in Access Consciousness change all the time apart from the core ones, because it's a new way that we can access the most amount of change at that time. So with chaos and order right now, it's looking at where do you judge yourself, where are you locking it in, so everything is the same as it always was, coming from contraction, coming from judgment, coming with a force, coming with this energy that is supposed to stay solid and real and true, rather than the chaos, the energy of what else is possible. What are we going to do today? Okay, we came on the stream late. What if that wasn't wrong? It has a question to it. It has an invitation for a different
It
possibility.
has an elegance to it as well. Yeah.
It does actually, yeah. And also, you know what makes you feel more fun? If you're a person that's more affiliated with order, and you're like going, oh my God, chaos! What are they even talking about? Why is this a thing that's okay? Like, obviously, order is more of your affiliation here. Whereas if you're going, oh my gosh, I've never felt like, you mean I don't have to be wrong for this? You mean that just because I can't like figure out a way to stick with the rules doesn't mean I'm not wrong? Just because I never seem to create the way that other people do doesn't mean that I'm not fucked up. Just because I can't like follow instructions doesn't mean that
You can't read.
right. Just because you're one of those people that can't read the instructions because you're like, no, I can figure this out, means that this isn't a bad thing. It's just a different way of functioning. And so for me, what I'm seeing with chaos and order is that people are starting to see how they truly function. They're starting to see where they have this ease of creation. They're starting to see which of these elements really work for them. And when you're functioning with a person that needs that order in order to create, then you can be the coherence between the two, and you can speak to what they need to hear without needing to make yourself and cut off your own capacities with chaos
you.
and order.
Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying that. We've been asking that for like the
We've been
last
asking that,
4
and so
days.
that's where I go into this real panicky because
Right.
I know people doing order, and then I get into this like, then I do orders.
Right, but you don't need to do opposites attract here. You don't need to do,
Wow.
oh, Graeme is going to be ordered here, so therefore I should be that too. No, you need to be you. You need to create like you.
Yeah.
But you can speak to what other people can hear. You can create in a way so that they don't immediately go into this freak out because you've instilled so much chaos in their world that they're like, what the fuck? Like, you don't have to do that. You can be that coherence between the two. And basically coherence is the willingness to be a connection between order and chaos. So it's having that flexibility of being willing to have both capacities when you need to. Because all chaos all the time probably isn't the thing that is going to create the most. I mean, you're never going to be able to get your passport again You're never gonna like those kind of government structures are some of the things that our world is created of. You're not going to be able to function very well with them because I mean they do need all those forms filled out. They do need you to have the right kind of pictures so an airport machine can identify you. You do need, and I'm using travel because
Chaos photo.
So that's all. Like,
You do not.
so that's the order.
recognizable.
So that's
Right.
the paperwork and all like that in your
But
bookkeeping.
it doesn't have to drag you down. It's just part of it. And okay, I'm not the greatest at doing bookwork. So who is a major order queen that I can hire that is going to be brilliant at this and then tell me, okay, so yes, you're earning money in like 10 different currencies and from countries all over the world and it's never consistent and you don't have a job and this is very crazy. Okay, great. So what do you need this to look like? Okay, well, I need you to put in these kind of receipts. I need you to convert this at the time of when you're receiving this money into one currency. Great, you can do that. And then you can continue to earning money over from all the different currencies and all the different places in the world. You're just telling the order people what they need to hear at their particular moment so that it works for both realities. Here, now we've brought in chaos into business. Good
There we
job.
go.
Well, that is awesome, guys. Wow, I'm speechless.
That's the first. I'm joking. Well,
There is.
fun, you got your
No,
own.
you
What are
asked.
we
You,
supposed to do now?
you did ask where the mute button was. So wow, I am
We
speechless.
found it.
found it. It's called Rebecca.
Wow. Would you like? Is there anything else we would like to
So-
ask our guests? Or
Yeah,
would you
look,
like
just
anything
another
else
little
to-
side of it as well. And you know, Gary Douglas said this really quite elegantly. He said every time you become stressed is probably where you require, where you're trying to make something that should be chaos into order. And that's where the stress comes in. So that's a really nice, it's like for those in business and stuff like that, it's just a nice little key to start having a look at the difference of the energy. So when you're starting to become stressed, are you there? Should you do more order? Should you do more chaos? Which one will create more for you?
It's really going
Yeah.
into the question.
Yeah.
And then asking that.
Which is
That's
chaos.
that
Yeah.
would really help in the
Yeah,
car.
So we're sorry, but this isn't your TV episode. This is Julie's private session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We're getting paid for this as well.
yeah, sure.
Well, how many times it has turned into Hayden or my
Am I busy?
our private sessions?
We're smart.
Thank you. That's awesome, guys. That's wow. Anything else? Like,
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I'm not sure that they heard that in the mic though.
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Okay.
Like that. This is one of the more expanding topics that we have in Access currently that just keeps,
It keeps going.
yeah, it keeps going.
only just
and
begun.
keeps going.
Yeah.
Yes,
Going.
that's true. It has only just begun.
Yeah.
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 So don't go and look for an access class because you wouldn't have way more ease at all.
And we've got Rebecca in Australia right now, and we've got Graeme in Australia. So
Yeah.
you can contact us through the show, and we can give you their details if you like
Sure.
to have a private session or have a consulting session with these guys. And these
Well,
guys
actually,
are amazing.
Now I want to do shameless promotion because I saw a post of yours on Facebook the other day for a symphony of business sessions.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh
It's
my
obviously
gosh.
a
Yeah,
great
let's talk
creation,
about
but
that.
I didn't
We were
know
gonna-
what that is.
So
and I
Graeme,
went,
we
Very
were going
mean,
to do.
hey?
yes, I'm very mean.
So we were going to do some filming after that about this. So
Little preview.
Let's start talking about it now.
So
So
how
what
do
is
you look at the symphony of business is where your entire life is like the orchestra, and every single piece is like an orchestra member or a piece of the instrument. And you can either be out of tune or you can be in tune with your possibilities. So when you can start connecting that all as one, instead of being, okay, this is business, this is, my relationship, this is my accountant, when it all starts becoming one, they can all start contributing seamlessly. And that's when your life just gets better and better and easier and easier. So the symphony of business is kind of like tuning your instruments across your life so that your business can start to flow a lot easier and contribute to you, not be the separation of you.
And what does it look like when your business is out of tune?
Donald Trump.
We just sent political people.
That's kind of, it's where it's not fun, it's stressful. Nothing really works out. Where you eliminate the contributions from others. There's a string of stuff that it looks like where you're not making money. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that. Yeah. And it's where you kind of ordered, where you have the conclusion of this is how it should look like. That's where money should come from. This is who should be working. When you have expectations of your staff, and.
And then we could just go into 10 other topics, and then this would just be a Joy Business class.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Exactly. Yeah.
I can be a JCF after.
So it's like, imagine if you had no thought about how your business runs. Imagine if it just really was this symphony that, like, this acoustical wave that just continued to flow through everything that you do and choose. Yeah.
So guys,
Curiosity satisfied.
Yeah, there we go.
So
Thank
guys,
you for the question.
Graham's here until the 8th of December. So,
And he's never coming back.
and if you'd like to have a
No,
private
that seemed like a
session,
lie.
just
That was a
contact
lie.
us and we can put you in touch with Graham.
I'm trying to formulate a question for you now. You
You want to put me on the spot?
Yeah.
Me? It's not working very well, is it?
So tell us about this joy of business that you are part of creating it globally.
Well, that is a great question, actually. So I'm the creative producer of Joy of Business, which basically means absolutely nothing apart from that I work every single day with these tools that create amazing businesses around the planet.
Yeah.
And they create them from this sense that there is actually a joy in them. This started with a weird conversation.
Joy in business?
Exactly. This started with a conversation with Simone had with Gary going, why is this person choosing this? There isn't any fun in this. And Gary's going, well, Simone, that's business. And she's like, no, you shouldn't choose it if it's not fun. And she goes, no, Simone, this is business. It doesn't have to be fun. And she's like, well, I don't get why you would choose it. Business is always fun. And he goes, and that's where you're different. And this is where Joy of Business started from this awareness that no one else had at the time, that business doesn't have to be a stress or a struggle or something that you just have to do or something that pays the bills or one of these have to's.
Yeah.
It can be something that is this incredible joy and ability to create. And of course, with me in this conversation about creation, what better to me, business is one of my favorite platforms to create with. I mean, so you get to use all of your creative capacities, and you get to work with movers, and you get to work with connectors, and you get to work with all these different people, and then you also would make money from it.
Yeah.
Wow, that just sounds really fantastic. It just sounds
I
like
think,
really
one of the best things that I've got from any sort of class was the Joy of Business class. And it was really where your life is your business and your business is your life.
Yeah.
And that for me is so key because we do go into so much judgment and separation, and it's just, it can
Well,
be
on
all
Monday
of it.
we
Yeah.
did a Joy of Business class, and
We did.
I'm still recovering. I'm still fried. Yesterday we stayed half in a day spa, just getting pampered, and because we were just it was amazing, but we were so fried. So they are just amazing classes, and it really, for me, it just brought up where I was functioning from, all these points of views that I wasn't even aware that I was actually functioning from, that were actually limiting me. And what I noticed when we were talking about the financial awareness of it, that my whole zone collapsed.
Yes.
And so it just went, wow. So just being the willingness to look at it and the joy of business, and then really looking at the context of it, it was like we were able to just then, start choosing something completely different and something, it's ease. Joy of business is about the ease of it. It's not about the order or the have to, the stress, the things that we just have to do. The need to do business, or the need to get it right or get it wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, guys, on that note,
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I would like to just say thanks for having us and thank you for creating this.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
This hasn't been any fun at all.
That's amazing. Well, guys, we're going to say bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. we have got Lauren Polly coming on the show on Friday, so we are so excited about that. International best author of her book, On the Other Side of Bipolar.
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 Not bipolar. Like, that sounds really interesting. Like, we're going to jump in the water.
Oh,
on
are
the
we?
other side of bipolar.
Okay. So we'll see you guys live on the live stream, and we've got another show before that. We're going to be talking to
We're going to do a special yoga
We're going
class.
to do a special yoga class in front of our audience. So
And I've never done yoga.
yeah, so this is
So-
going to be your first yoga class. So we're just so excited about that. So bye guys.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
guys.
Ciao.
See ya. Bye.
And that's another week done and another great episode. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as Hayden and Julie did. See you next episode.